Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are doing well. So I got my times mixed up a little bit. I think I originally intended to do this AMA at 10, I think, because I want it to be at noon on the East Coast. So the people on the East Coast can perhaps jump in on the lunch break. So, I think that's what happened. And then I wrote down, I have written down on a sticky note over here, 9 a.m. And it's on the schedule as 9 a.m. So sorry about the mix-up. I'm going to change the schedule. We'll do it at 10 a.m. next week because that just works better for me. Lets me get some work done, and then I can jump on stream. 4 people in here. We already have a question from Kestrel. Kestrel, are you still in here? Who was waiting for me an hour ago? Put a 1 in the chat if you were waiting for me 1 hour ago, because I want to know. I did put it on Twitter. I was jumping on at the top of the hour. So hopefully some people jump in. We're just going to go through pTGC and UFO from the beginning. Oh, you were? I'm sorry, dude. I apologize. And we're going to talk about these 2 tokens. We're going to start with pTGC. You know, they're almost like, what I'm trying to do is like put them together and talk about them as one token. If that can be done, you know, it just might take some time to get to that point, because the thing of it is that, you know, we talk about pTGC, and UFO is kind of down, kind of left in the dust a little bit sometimes. But UFO is its own monster, its own machine, and the 2 work together. So how can we get them to like bring them both to the limelight at the same time? You know, we're figuring it out. Yeah, I have good news, guys. Look at this chart. That is pTGC against PULS. Guys, we crossed 7-1 again today. When's the last time? That's on the weekly. Let's look at the daily. So we did it back on the 23rd of December. It looks like was the first time, 23rd of December. So 2 weeks ago. And we did it again today. So that's exciting. Let's have a look at UFO. Give me a second. We're kind of rambling while people jump in here. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate that. How's UFO doing? Not as well. Is that on the, let's look at the daily just to be fair. Yeah, UFO, man. I think it's just recovering from a hard run. So, and you know, I think a lot of you guys know where I stand on a chart like this with a token, with the tokenomics that this token has. It's a buying opportunity. That chart is a buy signal, in my opinion. But it may not be done, because look at PULS. Let's look at PULS on the daily. Yeah, man. I mean, was I looking at UFO? I think I was looking at UFO against PULS. I'm going to go back and make sure, but yeah, UFO is 45% of, PULS is 45% of sacrifice price. So, but is it done? I don't know. I really don't. I can't look at this chart and tell you. But if it's not done going in a negative direction, then it is going to drop. It is going to drag down UFO and pTGC. However, the trick is pTGC. Yeah, it wasn't. Here we go. That's better. The thing of it is pTGC and UFO have a strong history of moving up against the layer 1 token. So, what do you do, man? You buy pTGC or UFO, whichever one is most on sale, or you split it up. And as a matter of fact, there's a question here. Kestrel asked, what should I tell someone new? To split funds 50-50 pTGC UFO or go in on one of them? I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'll tell you what I would do. If I had $1,000 to put in to this ecosystem, the Gray's currency today, what would I do? I would do, and I've had this point of view for, by the way, thank you. Yeah, good morning, Shaka Vibes. Let me know how my audio is. I've been working on it. The Spaces call has been wrecked. Just, I have 4 settings on my mic, and there are 3 that do not work, and there is 1. I tested it that seems to work well, and I'm on that 1 setting. I'm just gonna double check. There we go again. Yeah. Okay. I'm on that setting, and my button just fell off. I'm on that setting right now, and I can't change it because my button fell off. Okay, audio sounds good. I mean, because I just said it, just a moment ago, Shaka. So it should be, I'll figure this out later. What I would do if I was injecting economic energy into this system, thank you, Jonathan, is I would do, because I can get a larger portion of the supply of UFO, I goes, and because the chart looks like that, I do a 70%. I do a 70-30, 70 on that. And this just me. Now, I'm not giving you advice. I'd put 70% on that, 30% on pTGC if you wanted to get it on both of them. If I was going to get in on just one, it would be this one right here. So guys, what should we talk about? I think we should, who else has questions? Let's see, are there any other questions? Drop your questions in the chat. I winged it on Sunday. I'm going to wing it again. I'm going to bring you guys through the entire system as much as I can. There are some links in the description of the video that are handy. Like I will show you one. Secretobank.com is a cool tool where you can see the liquidity pools and the volume, total liquidity for each of the assets. And you can select the assets right here and check the volume and update it. That's a cool tool. And then we also have look into pTGC.com, which is an excellent tool. We have a cool tool and an excellent tool. Secretobank.com is free. Let me put it this way. Some of look into pTGC.com is free, but much of it is paid. It's $22 a month. So if you're really digging pTGC and UFO and you really get into it, then you're probably going to want the paid version of this. Just so you know, there is a fee because the man that built it, Crypto Kong, puts like dozens and dozens of hours of work into getting the data from PULS Network, which is very difficult data to get. So I'm happy to pay him. So we're going to be looking at this chart at this site later on in the presentation, but you can go to the dashboard and get free information about pTGC and UFO. So there's a couple sites for you guys. New comments I got to keep an eye on. Good morning, Daniel Ortiz. Just woke up. Yay. It's a happy Gray's morning. Let's go to, and I'm going to try to cease saying, let's go look at, give me a second. I'm going to refresh the screen. I'm going to make sure I have the correct wallet connected, and we're going to go to the pTGC site. And you guys are, let's see, not seeing all my personal stuff. Let's go to the home page. So this is where you land when you go to pulsetgc.com. Cool graphic of an alien about the Gray's currency. You can read about it right here. So what is the Gray's? I'm going to talk about it. If I miss anything, guys, I welcome your feedback. Here's a Hex Explained video that he kindly made for us. It's excellent. I think it's like 6 minutes. Have a look at it. The Gray's currency, pTGC, is a fee-based token. It's a 5% fee on all buys sells, and transfers. Make sure you buy it from a wallet you want to store it on. You don't make the mistake so many of us have made and buy it from a wallet that you wanted to transfer it to. I mean, you can. If that's how you do your crypto, you can certainly do that. Just know you're going to pay 5%. And honestly, that's, 5% it's only 5%. But what happens with that 5% is very important. And it is one of the reasons why this token is successful like it has been, that 5% fee. Listen how it's split up. 0.5% buys and burns the token. 0.5% is added to liquidity, and that's burnt liquidity. 2% goes to the DAO. 1% goes to holders and stakers. 1% goes to stakers. So you can buy this token and participate in this 1% right here. Just by holding the token, you will earn reflections. As soon as you hold the token, you're going to see reflections stacking up in your wallet like practically immediately. It's pretty sweet. Let's go have a look at some of that. Let's click on the staking part, and I have a wallet connected. Here's the price up here at the top of the page. Now, this information here is global information about all of pTGC. The total staked is 223 billion. Total locked is 136 billion. Now, this wallet, this unique wallet's summary right here. Total TDC earned 383,000. Earned from holding 133,000. Earned from staking 215,000. Earned from locking 34,000. And then you can scroll down, and this is where you can interact with the contract. You see these purple buttons? You can do things with these buttons. A word of caution, you need to be very careful when you're doing your crypto. Because there's a 5% fee, and because there is a 30% penalty to unlock if you have locks, and because there's a 1% fee for ending a stake, you need to be very deliberate in your interaction with the contract. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying that as somebody that early on got wrecked because I was not paying attention, I'm cautioning you to pay attention. So do crypto when you're alert, when you've had some coffee, not late at night, not when you're drunk, not when you're talking to somebody. You want to give it your full attention. Okay, so this wallet here is earning reflections because it's simply holding the token. It's also earning staking rewards, and it's earning these tokens all at the same, these rewards all at the same time, and locking rewards, all three at the same time. And I'm going to show to you where they are. Here is the locking rewards. And I have not claimed these in a few days, so they've been stacking up. The reflection rewards are here. If you click here, if you click on, let's see, if you click on stake, yeah, I'm still learning some of this myself, guys. There's 836 pTGC in the contract for me from reflections, 836. And 1,224 from staking rewards. And then down here, you will see the unlock penalty rewards. So this guy has a ladder, and he is earning penalties from people that early end lock. So when other lockers early end lock, they pay a 30% penalty, and that goes to all the other lockers. So this guy is stacking up early unlock fees. Now there's a unique thing about the early unlocking rewards. So how it works is the reflections and the staking rewards are, let me see if I can articulate that. Those rewards for reflections and staking are from today's value of pTGC. So the tokens coming into my wallet right now are in today's value. The locking rewards aren't based on the value of the tokens today. They're based on quantity. So when someone early unlocks and they pay a 30% penalty, that 30% penalty goes to all the other lockers, not by value, but by token quantity. So what could that mean? Well, it could mean that that gentleman 100x ago bought and locked pTGC, and now he's unlocking, paying 30% to all the other lockers. And those tokens that he have appreciated by 100x. Do you follow that? Reflections and staking rewards are based on today's price of the token. Locking rewards are not. They're based on quantity. So when we have two speculations about locking, we speculate, this is me too. I speculate that lockers will increase as price goes up because people could be in massive profit, even though they're going to pay a huge penalty. They could still make a massive profit. And the other speculation is that the locking rewards could be very valuable. Let me check the chat for any comments. Good morning. I did a 5-year lockup. I'll be back to unlock in 2030. Yeah. I built a locking ladder. Is what I did. Good day from the Dominican Republic. You always say that. Not long now before a pump. Yeah, we hope so. Welcome, Trev. Second that. Don't do crypto while you're drunk. That's just, I don't drink at all. So that's not an issue, but I know it could be. So I do want to show you guys, I do want to highlight this locking ladder that I built. Not because I'm proud of it, but it's an illustration. It illustrates a way that you can do it. So, and this is my locking ladder. What you can do is you can lock your pTGC up. I'll just talk to you guys without the screen. You can lock it up. You can do a long lock. Like what I did is I long locked 10-year lock, 88% of my bag. The reason I chose 88% is just because that it was a certain number threshold. Okay. So I had a 10-year locked 88%. And I 10-year locked just one day over the 9-year lock, which puts me into the 10-year lock tier, which is it's a hack, and it's worth knowing that. So take note, guys. With 8%, I built a ladder, and it is a 9-year ladder because it's going to start next year. Next January, I'll be able to have access to those tokens, and every January after that for 9 years. So that's 8% to a locking ladder. And then with 4%, which was the rest, I 90-day locked it. And the advantage there, obviously, is that I will have liquidity after, on April 1st. So, and I just built it that way because that's how I wanted to build it. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do with my pTGC, how I wanted to lock it, because I knew I wanted to take advantage of those locking rewards. But it took me a long time to figure that out. So what I did is I locked it in 90-day locks, and I just kept it there. And once those locks mature, once any locks matures, guys, by the way, you will continue to earn your reflections, your staking, and your locking rewards even after it matures, which is really cool. So I left my pTGC in 90-day locks until I'd had enough time to think about it and figure out what I wanted to do. And I basically did a combination, in my opinion. This is kind of how I look at it. I did a combination of locking long so I can, take advantage of those 100% penalty rewards, because the 10-year lockers garner 100% of the penalties, and a locking ladder, which gives me access to pTGC over the span of 10 years if I need or want to, because I don't know what's going to happen with my life and with crypto. And then I did a tiny 90-day lock, which gives me liquidity in April. And overall, my locking ladder is garnering me 96.3% of all locking rewards. And it gives me a ton of flexibility. Long lock, 10 years, ladder every year. And then starting in April, I've got access to this. And I can just leave that 90-day and it's going to garner rewards. The 90-day locks are benevolent. I look at them as being benevolent because you keep 55%, 45% is burned when you unlock it. So it burns the token, which reduces the supply, which inflates your position in the supply, if you follow that. Rolando asks, do lock in different wallets account or same? Do lock in different wallets accounts or same? You can lock and claim locking rewards without unlocking. I need some clarification on that question, Rolando, if you don't mind. If you got to pop it in a ChatGPT and have it worded differently, then I can answer it. Okay, I'm going to show this ladder. There are a couple things I want to show you about locking. And yes, I recently just fell in love with locking. Why? Because of those locking penalty rewards that I'll be earning, that I have already earned. And one of the guys in the chat just really drove that home. And I appreciate learning that. And I'm advocating that everybody lock. Why? Because if people lock, then everybody gets rewarded. You follow that? Because everybody's going to unlock at some point. And if you do 90-day locks, it reduces the supply. It's brilliant. But when you do your 10-year locks, this is what I have done. Let me find here's my ladder, January 26, January 27, 28. So the 10-year locks would be here from number 13 up to 9. So there are 4 of them on this, not 5 of them on this wallet. There are 5 10-year locks. Why did I build 5? As not a fail safe, but sort of, because instead of locking a huge bag for 10 years, and then let's say I wanted to have access to those tokens, I would have to unlock that huge bag and pay a 30% penalty. Instead, I divided it up into 5 bags so that I could pay less than a 30% penalty if I wanted to emergency unlock, which of course I don't plan to, but who knows? You know what I mean? So I split my 10-year locks into separate bags just to be safe. And the fees are very inexpensive on the PULS network. So it doesn't bother me. Just once a week, I come into my wallet and I claim the locks. This is how I do it, guys. I do it in this order. I claim, do not unlock. There is a warning that pops up and it says right here, early unlock will result in a 30% fee. If you click on here, it's going to say, are you sure? Yeah, I'm going to cancel that. You click on claim and then you validate it in your wallet. And you can do these back to back. And one of the things that I am making a habit of doing when I am doing these transactions is I will look at the simulation. I wish I could show you guys my Rabby wallet. I need to figure out how that I can actually show you Rabby wallet, because I have it pulled up, but it's not showing on the screen. But what I've been making a habit of doing is looking at the transaction, because it tells you, it simulates it. It says you are adding 90 pTGC to your wallet when I click on here. Now, if it said I'm adding, how much is locked up? If it said I was adding 702,000 pTGC, well, I know I'm not adding that much. I know I'm not taking that much home as yield. So always look at the simulation results. And then when you're transacting in the wallet, look at, you want to look and validate the contract address. So you do that by looking at the first three, the middle three, and the last three, or however you want to do it. Just make sure you're interacting with the correct contract address, and just write it down on a sticky note, stick it on your computer, and make sure that you are working deliberately. Okay. So when I come in and I want to harvest yield, and I don't do it more than weekly because it's really not necessary. You're really not going to gain very much by doing it by recycling or compounding more than about weekly. So I will come in here and I'll claim all of these, but I'm not going to claim them if they're so low. You know what I mean? It just depends on how much is 561 pTGC worth, especially put against the gas that I'm going to pay for it. I don't know what the value on that is. Let's have a look, because I'm curious, really, on a personal level, how valuable is 500 pTGC? 500 pTGC is worth 16 cents, and I can transact. I can bring that home to my wallet for less than a penny, so it actually is worthwhile. It's worthwhile, I guess, to claim these. So I'm having to rethink my plan, because I was only going to do it if I had 1,000 or more, but wow. Okay. There's a time cost, to do all of these. So here's my ladder. I will come down here and claim the locking rewards. Then I will claim the staking rewards. And this is where you claim the staking rewards right here. I really need to get a highlighter for this. I'd really like to have one. Glad you got your answer, Rolando. You could do multiple locks in the same wallet. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, cool. If you withdraw your stake, you're going to pay a 1% fee, and it goes to all the other stakers. And we found it just depends on the value of the token, and mainly the value of the token, I guess, and your ROI. At like, how long is it going to take me to get that 1% fee back? If I withdraw my stake. Well, it could be a couple weeks, it could be a couple months. It kind of depends on. It depends, I think, a lot on the value of the token, the appreciation, the volume. I think a couple different factors. So you're going to pay a 1% fee to withdraw, and I'm not withdrawing. So I come into my wallet, I claim my lock rewards, and then I'll claim my staking rewards. And then my reflections are already in my wallet, actually. And I'm actually looking at the wallet. And then I will stake it. Okay. So I'm going to add 836 pTGC plus 1,220 plus all of these if I was doing that. So I would add maybe, I don't know, a few thousand pTGC earned to this stake. And then I would thereby have, 3,000 or so pTGC earning me more reflections and staking rewards. I got to wonder, I think I need to find out if the reflections are earning you more reflections. Let me write that down. Does anybody know? If you know, I have asked this question before, but I want to know for you guys. Do reflections, just bear with me, I'm writing this down. Do reflections earn reflections? Does anybody know? I think they do. I'm just not positive. Anyhow, are there any questions about holding, staking, locking? They do. Shaka Vibes, thank you. That is so cool, man. I'm going to tell you what, man. This system, So you're literally earning more tokens. And as you earn those tokens, they're earning you more tokens. That's nuts, man. I'm just gonna tell you, that's one of the coolest things. I love pTGC. All right, what else should we talk about, guys? What else? I love how the protocol promotes clicking, aka promotes volume, because it further feeds the machine. Yeah, man. And we had some pretty good volume yesterday in the last 24 hours. Pretty decent. I want to show you guys something before I forget. I don't know that we want to look at the game. Let me get through this real quick. I want to finish with pTGC on the DApp, and then I want to show you guys something on the chart. A thought on the chart. If you want to look at the Dow, click on Dow, and there are 226 million PULS in the Dow waiting to be distributed. Probably use it for an LP ad. If you want to see if you qualify to make a proposal, click there and you can see the top stakers. You got to be in the top 100 stakers in order to make a proposal. So, but all stakers can vote on proposals. So if you stake pTGC, you're in, you can vote. But the top 100 can make proposals. Let's see, what does it take to be in the top 100 today? It takes 200, a minimum of 200. So if you can get, one pTGC more than this guy, you'll be number 100, 242 million, which is about, I think that's about 80 grand worth. Let's find out. 242 million. 242, 77 grand. So you can be a proposal, have the ability to make proposals with 77 grand. Hello, future millionaires. Adi Wollo. Good to have you here. What else? There is a game. I am not going to go over the game very much. You guys can play it. And if you guys want to, I don't know, build a Grays game, you guys can do that too. Let's look at stats. And there are some basic stats here. You get to see the supply distribution, quantity of tokens burned, which is where are we at today? 70 billion, or 11.66% has been burned. Right down here. And then you can see, what is this? Hold up, burned. Oh, here we go. What? I was getting data from the wrong spot, man. I think something's wrong here. No. I might be getting my pie charts mixed up because I have to look at a couple different pie charts, but you can see the held tokens. These are tokens that aren't being staked or locked, and then the staked only here in blue, staked and locked in green. So we see a lot of people locking their tokens up, and that's good. Why? Because if you lock your tokens up and you are a good holder and have great delayed gratification, you're going to earn when people early unlock. That's another reason I'm promoting locking tokens, because oh, I hesitate to say it, I'm not advocating misbehavior, but I'm just saying it happens, right? So, but if you lock them up and you're mature and being an adult and delaying your gratification, you're gonna earn from early unlockers. So jump in, join the party. It should be good. Right? What else can I show you on the DApp on the site here? Here's the price, market cap. The price ticked up a little bit today. I like that. Number of holders, 10,460. Number of stakers, so looks like 1 out of 5 is staking roughly. Total value locked, $43 million. Circ supply, stake supply, and burn supply. Okay, I want to show you guys this little nugget I got from a friend of mine this morning. Look at this, guys. pTGC. Sure, it's red. Oh, you know, it's like, okay, it's red. If you look at it in USD, that makes us sad, right? Well, check this out. Look at this thing versus PULS. I showed you guys this at the beginning. On the daily versus PULS. PULS is at 45% of its sacrifice rate. We are essentially, listen, this is interesting. This is an interesting thought. You guys paying attention? pTGC is at the bottom. pTGC is at the bottom. There are people that will not buy this token because it has already done hundreds of X's, but they don't understand how this thing works. And that the fact that we are literally at the bottom against the layer 1 token. When this layer 1 reverses and starts doing its upward, I want to get this. Is that the right way, guys? I think it's this way. Whatever. I'm trying to get it correct for you as a viewer. When this layer 1 makes its move, it's over for pTGC. I mean, it's the time to get in is right now. Same with UFO. These tokens are at the bottom. And guys, if you're new or you're looking at this thing, I mean, literally, okay, let's look at it in terms of USD. This is against PULS. So if you're bringing your PULS in, it's expensive. But if you're bringing your USD in, we're on a bit of a reversal trend here. We're down 37%. So good timing, in my opinion. But I like looking at this one because because I'm so happy that we're moving up against the network token. And when PULS, I'm thinking I'm showing my screen. When PULS makes its move, it's going to be exciting times for pTGC. And I know there are people that don't want to buy because they think it's already done hundreds of X's, but they just don't get it, that the price floor is continually being raised on this token. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. 58 people here. Thank you for being here. There were a bunch more people on Sunday. I think we had 200 plus. So remove this here. Let's go over UFO. Okay, let's talk about UFO, and then we'll get into the moon math. And if there's anything I'm missing, guys, any macro topics or even micro little nuggets that I should touch on, I can't really think of anything in pTGC. I think we covered a lot. But if I missed anything, drop it in the chat and let me know. This is for you guys. Okay, UFO. Let's go to UFO. I have some UFO on this wallet. I'm just double checking and making sure. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to be starting paying more attention about sharing the screen, man. I'm tired of getting caught. Just 1 second, guys. Daniel Ortiz says, hi. Hi, Daniel. I bought UFO. What do you do with the reflections? Do they go into your wallet? Exactly. Yes. Just like with pTGC, your reflections go into your wallet. What do you do with them? Bro, you can do anything you want with them. Everybody, this is how this works. Everybody can sell their pTGC rewards and their UFO rewards every single day, and it wouldn't affect the chart because all of the rewards are backed by LP. So you can do whatever you want. Your reflections, just like your pTGC reflections, are immediately earning you more reflections. Your UFO reflections are earning you more immediately, earning you more UFO reflections. So what does that do for pTGC and UFO holders? Because these are deflationary assets, as long as you hold while the asset around you is deflating, your position is inflating. So you start off as a squid, and 6 months later you're 1.5 squids, just because you've been holding tokens and stacking them up. But yes, you can do whatever you want with those tokens. And we are all here for profit. I'm just going to say that out loud. This is crypto. Do you gain anything by putting fiat into a system and never taking profit? It might make you feel great, and there's profit in that. But I think we're here for life-changing gains, right? Yeah. Good question. Good question. Don't forget that on the way out, let's see, what do you have? Let me read this. Don't forget that on the way out is still the best option to swap to PULS and then off ramp. Just a thought. Still best option to swap to PULS and then off ramp. Yes. Yeah, you're going to want to swap to a token that has a huge LP with pTGC or UFO, whichever token you're exiting into, because you want to have a nice thick liquidity pool to do your transaction in. Let's look at UFO, shall we? Yes, we shall. So you got UFO sitting in your wallet, and you're like, okay, just by holding this token, I'm earning reflections, but I would like to do a little bit more. And I'd like to be able to see where my reflections, how much reflections I've earned. So you connect your wallet to the same dApp, click on UFO token right here, and then you can, let me back up. I'm going to scroll down and show you guys the fee, because it is a fee-based token also. And I'm being so chill today, guys. I'm going to tell you, man, I just feel relaxed. I feel like I'm kind of like going slowly. Do I need to pick up the pace? I'm just like totally relaxed. And we've been going for 42 minutes. Sunday, I was a little more hyped up. The fees right here on the site, you can see it's a 6% fee, 3 plus 3 down here. The fee distribution, 3% is rewarded to UFO LP providers, and you can provide LP in PULS, PULSX, Inc, Hex from Ethereum, PDI, or pTGC. I do not recommend that you LP your UFO with pTGC because it is the one pair that is not whitelisted, and you will pay a 5% penalty for pTGC and a 6% penalty for UFO. That's just, I wanted to make sure I hit that. All the other pairs are whitelisted, and you will not pay the 6% fee. 1% goes to holders. 1% is utilized to buy and burn the UFO token, deflating that supply, and 1% is used to buy and burn pTGC. And we found that UFO is burning about 2.5 times more pTGC, which is wonderful. Are there any questions about UFO fees? We're going to get into how to interact with the contract. If you're holding UFO and you want to do more than just hold it, then you would come here and click on liquidity pools. What you'll need is UFO and a paired asset. Okay. And you will need equal portions. It doesn't matter which asset you pair. From the perspective of this dApp, it doesn't matter. They all share the same rewards. So you would, let's say you had some ink that's sitting in your wallet and you want to put it to work with your UFO. You would select manage pool, add liquidity, and then let's see if I can click on add liquidity. Let's do max. I know I don't have enough ink here. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough ink. So this is how you do it. You would select whatever token and it will pair it up with an equal amount of UFO. and then you will select add new liquidity. And when you do that, you will get a UFO share rate. And what that is the share rate is going to be 417 UFO. So the unique thing about the share rate is it stays with that LP position. It will not raise or lower. The share rate stays consistent, and your pulse rewards are based on your share rate. So the one thing you want to be aware of is impermanent loss. UFO has a history of moving up against all of these assets. So you will, like, I'll tell you from my perspective, what I have experienced. In the very beginning, I paired UFO with some other tokens, and I got those share rates, which I cherish now, and I understand how it works. So because UFO has wonderfully ran up against all those other tokens, I have suffered impermanent loss. So I have less UFO. I don't really care. I mean, I do, but I don't. I mean, it hurts, but I don't. So I have less UFO and more of the other token, but I still have the same share rate, and it's earning me the same amount of yield. And that share rate has become 10, 15, 20 times more difficult to achieve. So, but this is the thing about, this is how that share rate works, and why it becomes more, why I will not exit those LP positions. Because if I did, let's say I'm down 10x on my UFO. If I wanted to re-enter that pool, I would have to come up with 10x more UFO to get the same share rate. Does that make sense? Guys, let me know in the chat if that doesn't make sense. Your UFO share rate is based on the number of UFO you are injecting into that pool. So if you've suffered impermanent loss, then you're going to have to come up with more UFO to get the same amount of share rates. So my solution is keep my LP positions. And if I want more UFO, what do? I just get more UFO, hold it, and earn the reflections. So what a lot of people do, myself included, is they would do both. They'll do some LP because you're getting a higher APY and you're getting that passive pulse. But at the same time, you're holding some UFO on the side and earning maybe a little less APY, but you're earning more UFO. So it's up to you what you want to do. I have not gone all in on LP. I can tell you that. Daniel Ortiz, I have UFO Hex. What happens when you add more liquidity with the earnings? If you add more liquidity, I just heard this yesterday. So I hope I can articulate it. So I think what you're trying to convey and ask is, if you want to add, okay, you have pulse rewards and you want to put it back into the pool. I think if I'm following you correctly, you are going to get more the UFO shares. You are going to add UFO shares to that pool. You're going to increase the shares. However, when you go to exit, you're going to be exiting, say, for example, like 10%, because you can do that in the DApp. This is all built on PulseX. But you can exit a certain percentage, whatever you want, or the whole thing. But because your initial share rate was lower, more valuable, and you're adding a less valuable share rate to that, if you wanted to take 10%, you kind of see where there's a blend there. You would be almost hurting yourself. So what you can do instead is move that pulse to a separate wallet and LP from there and get a share rate that's based upon that PULS alone and that UFO alone. Does that make sense? I hope I'm explaining it correctly for you, well enough for you. Let me share my screen again. And if you wanted to remove liquidity, same thing. Not same thing, the opposite thing, okay? Click here, and you can select whatever you want. You can exit the whole position, or whatever the case. 25%, it's just whatever. You have a lot of flexibility, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Cool. I'm glad that I answered your question, Daniel. And I'm glad I heard the answer just yesterday. What was that timely? Did a stream with, I don't even know these guys that well. I can't even recall their names. But had a good stream yesterday. Let's go into, you guys are holding UFO and you want to see how much UFO you're earning. And you also want to see your PLP rewards, right? Your LP, your 3% reward for LP'ing, but you click there. And this wallet has earned in total 4 million UFO. Yay. The DApp keeps track of how much you've earned. This wallet, 4 million. Earned from rewards in PULS, 10 million. Another yay. Pending to claim, 303,000. Okay, cool. And here it is right here, 303,000. You can claim your reward from all the pools. See, this wallet is in all, has several pool positions, 4. It has an LP with ink, PULS, PulseX, and DAI. And you can claim your reward right here. And it goes straight to your wallet. Your rewards are in PULS. Reflections, obviously, are going to be in UFO. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. What else do we need to talk about UFO? I really don't know. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Ooh, we're going to do an experiment, guys. We're going to do a side-by-side. This should be fun. I just don't know that if sharing the screen and all that, if it's going to work. We might have to flip back and forth from some screens in order to do this experiment. If you guys want Gray's gear, you can leave the site and go buy some Gray's gear. I need to get some. What would I want? A sticker. I want a sticker. I do want a sticker. I want a Gray's sticker. Who can make some stickers and make them available on Amazon so I can buy some, so we can buy some? Does anybody have stickers? I'm serious, actually. I like the mugs. I haven't been here since. Hey, there's a sticker. Man, oh man. I can see it on the back of my phone right now. Yeah, man. I'm going to get me a sticker. Yes. All right, man. I'm so glad I went here. I don't know why. I was just wanted to show you guys some stuff. All right, after stream, I'm going to buy me a sticker or 2. I got to think of some places I can put them. Okay, back to business. Okay, let's see. We covered all that. Let's go to, I guess we're doing moon math next. Did I cover everything? There is so much. There's so much to cover. I have a presentation with some slides that I can show you guys if we have time. When we're done, maybe I can pull those up, but I probably won't. But let's do this. Let's go do some moon math. Look into ptgc.com. $22 a month. You can have access to a lot of data. Like for me, one thing I really like, and I won't click there because I won't spoil it. Kong would get mad at me, is the staking. You can see all the locks and when they're maturing and all this kind of data on the staking. And guess what? The value that you're getting for this site, $22 a month, it has been historically, kind of like pTGC, been increasing. So because he's building on this thing continually. So you go to the dashboard. This is free. It might be the only free tab here. Click on dashboard, and this is the total burned for pTGC. We have pTGC at the top, UFOs down below, just so you know. Here are the market metrics. Here is the price, the 24-hour volume. I'm going to tell you guys, that's some good volume. We broke $1 million in volume just a few weeks ago. Thank you, Shaka. Oh, man, I appreciate that. Wow. You're definitely going to get a DM from him, dude. Well, thanks, man. pTGC liquidity, $11 million. pTGC transactions, 596 in the last 24 hours. So back to this volume. We had $1 million in volume just a few weeks ago. That's a fifth. That's a fifth of where we were a few weeks ago. I've seen volume where it's like, and I got it in my records, like single digits, like 9,000 or 12,000 on a day. And that was last summer. This is really good because you're talking about a 10x in volume from just about the worst days 6-8 months ago. That we're up 10x in volume. And where do we get our rewards from all the volume, right? Don't say right when you're talking, because then it causes people to question what you just said. We're a 31x from a penny. Guys, 31x from a penny. Some of you guys that have been holding this token for a long time, yeah, man, only a 31x. Fee allocation, $10,000 collected from volume in the last 24 hours. $10,000 of fees. That's just in fees. The 5% fee for pTGC, and here's where it goes. $1,000 to burn pTGC, $1,000 to add liquidity, $4,000 went to the DAO. And what is the DAO going to do with it? Well, recently it has been buying our H tickers while they're on sale, pairing with pTGC and burning those tokens, increasing the burnt LP pools, raising the price floor. And I hope I'm articulating all that correctly. But the DAO is going to, okay, all those 100 stakers, the top 100 stakers, what do you think they want in pTGC? They want more. So they're going to submit proposals that are beneficial to the system because it's going to pump their bags. So they're incentivized to make wise proposals, execute on those proposals, and build the system. So there are basically two things that we're doing with the DAO right now, which is adding LP because everything's on sale. And this is an interesting thought. Okay, let me finish that thought. The other thing they can do is they can buy tokens and burn it. Okay, so last summer, while everything was on sale, volume was $9,000. So your $10,000 collected in volume from the last 24 hours would have been $1,000. About $1,000. Okay, so imagine $1,000 LP ad versus today a $10,000 LP ad. We're still adding to those LP pools, only we're doing it at a 10x. Am I mistaken? I could be, but I don't think so. That's a big deal. Somebody let me know. That's powerful, man. Okay, let's get back to the dashboard here. So that's UFO. You guys got it? I mean, that's pTGC. UFO, here's the burn tracker. And I'm going to be honest, I just skim right past this. I wonder if Kong should just put these. I'm going to make a suggestion that he put these one on top, the market metrics on top of each other, and put this down below. I think that would make more sense to me. I'm going to make a suggestion to him because I totally skipped past that section. Here are the market metrics. UFO price, UFO volume. Now, remember, guys, this is red, but at least in pTGC's case, we're moving up against the network token. So I just want to make that clear. $160,000 in volume. It used to be, what did we have on PT? Oh, we have pTGC. Yeah, this is flipped. Like a month ago, 6-8 weeks ago, UFO had more volume than pTGC, but it's flipped. So it is what it is. I'm not being bearish at all. Here's the liquidity, $14 million. UFO transactions, 392. And we're going to skip a lot of this stuff because I want to get to the moon math. So I'm going to call that $10,000 of fees collected over the last 24 hours. Now the fee is 6%, so it's collecting more for each transaction. $5,000 paid to LP provider rewards. I'm one of those guys. So that's why I get excited, because I'm earning for having my LP positions. And by the way, I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to do anything to earn. I just made those positions and let them sit. $1,600 bought and burned UFO. $1,600 went to holders, and $1,600 bought and burned pTGC. Let's see how much UFO burned of pTGC, with pTGC having higher volume. Okay, UFO burned $1,600 of pTGC, and pTGC burned $1,000. pTGC's volume is greater, yet UFO burned more. How does that work out? Maybe I'm mistaken. Volume 200,000, volume 160,000. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. All right, let's get on to some moon math, shall we? I love this. Actually, I loved this. I mean, I still do, but when I saw this the first time, it blew me away. So I try to put myself in you guys' shoes and seeing some of this moon math and what this, my collar's turned up, man, what this token could do at certain price levels of PULS or PDI, what have you. I was like, good grief, man. Is this real? Let me tell you something, guys. I got into this ecosystem back in, it's almost been a year, the end of January 2024. I got in. Thank you, Crypto Kindness. Thank you, Access Alive. And where's I going with that? Where was I going with that? Oh, so, and once I got involved with the community, we were making, talking about what's going to happen in the next year, 6 months to a year. And you know what? And you always think like, oh yeah, that's like, what's the term? That's conjecture. That's, just forecasting, yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? We did better than that. pTGC and UFO did better than what we thought we were going to do. So the moon math, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's fun. I like the moon math. So, and we're going to do two of them. We're going to do the moon math one, and we're going to look at reflections. Oh, I need to log in, guys. Bear with me a second. One of the tabs disappeared, and I was like, huh? It's gone. That should tell me which ones are available for you guys to use. Sorry, I should have kept that pulled up. I need to learn that, because I need to give you guys good information, because I want you guys to know if you want, what's available, so you can make a decision whether to subscribe or not. And what you could do is subscribe for a period of time, and then unsubscribe. Just don't forget. Okay, we are in advanced mode. We're going to do a Hart's Law analysis of pTGC paired against PULS. Here's the contract address. Always make sure that you're working with the correct contract address. So here's, when you're doing your transactions in your wallet, I always look for DE93, 0x94, and then one of these here in the middle, I think it's C0F, something like that. But you always want to make sure you're interacting with the correct contract so you don't get wrecked. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to speculate that PULS is going to move up by a 100x. Because I do not think it's going to do anything less than a 100x. From where it is right now. I think that's a very safe estimate. In my opinion, knowing Richard Hart, even given the current situations or whatever, I think a 100x is. I'm going to hang my hat on that. And we're going to include an X factor we're going to give an X factor of 5. Now, what's the X factor? That is how much pTGC has trended to move up against PULS. It's actually more than that, but we're going to be modest and make it 5. I think I'd have to ask TD Zen, but I think it's more like 13. I think the X factor is more like 13. I'm going to put it 5 because I want to be modest. Hit calculate. What this calculator is going to do is show us what pTGC could do against, or would do mathematically against PULS if PULS does 100x and pTGC does a 5x above that 100x. All right, I'm going to just tell you it's going to be a 500x. But here it is right here. 500x, putting pTGC at 16 cents. Happy days. Those would be happy days. I'm going to do an experiment here and mention Bitcoin because it brings more eyeballs in if I mention Bitcoin. I've heard that and I've seen it on other shows, and I don't know why. I just thought of doing that for a second. There's one more eyeball. We got 72 today, 73 today. We had a bunch more on Sunday. I think people just have time, but I also picture that people don't have time on Sunday and they can jump in the middle of the week, which is why I'm doing this one midweek. Let's look at UFO versus PULS. So I'm going to click on UFO versus PULS. We're going to do the same X factor 5 and then paired token price 100x just to be consistent. This is not my favorite tab. The moon math is cool, but it's not my favorite one. We'll do that one next. And you guys know that's going to be a 500x. But where does 500x put UFO? 2 pennies. 1.8 pennies, okay? Yeah, man. And you can do all of these. You can do it against PDI, and you can do some RH tickers and just have yourself a time. Let's go to the reflections. I love the reflections. Reflections. We're going into experimental mode. We are going to use the demo address. It's a demo wallet. I don't know whose wallet it is. It ain't mine. I wish it was. Don't say I wish it was my wallet, but what this does by using the demo wallet, and it allows me to be consistent and stay on top of what I'm supposed to illustrate to you without having new information given to me. We're going to look at pTGC reflection analysis, analytics. This wallet here, demo wallet, calculate the yields. Make sure we get that. This wallet, where is it? It's still calculating. Give it some time. Oh, this is where I need to plug in volume. pTGC and UFO are volume and volatility based tokens. We love volume. We love volatility. When everybody panics and sells and other people are buying their fear and there's all that volatility, we are being rewarded for all of that. It's beautiful. I always set my volume simulator at 25 million. We have had $1 million in volume on pTGC, and we have had $2 million in UFO volume in a 24-hour period. Do you not think that we're going to have 10x that, maybe a little bit more in a bull run? Maybe 50x, maybe 100x? I don't know. I'm speculating that the answer to that question is yes, we will. We will have more. We will have more volume than just $1 million on pTGC. But I'm setting this to 1 million, to 25 million, because I think that's, we're also seeing monthly and annual data here. So can we sustain $25 million in volume every day for a year? Boy, I hope so. That would be amazing. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to be around to find out. $25 million in volume on pTGC garners an annual return of 107%. That's reflections only. That is not including your staking rewards. And it's definitely not including any locking rewards or locking penalties. So, and what we found is that the staking rewards are about 1.3x holding rewards reflection, which are reflections, just so you know. So, you're talking about 240% annual return. That's a really good return. But you got to have $25 million in volume to get that for a whole year. Hopefully it happens. You know what I'm saying? This guy is a 1.22. He has 1.22 billion pTGC, worth 354,000 right now. His annual yield would be 375,000. Again, reflections only. Let's go down and look at like some positions that I would buy, where my class would be. I'm more like a dolphin squid guy. So a dolphin right now is $9,000 or 29 million tokens. Okay, I want to highlight this because this is just so amazing to me. A $9,000 position, garnering $9,000 in yield, reflections only, at $25 million in volume. Okay, what if we go up in volume? What if it's $40 or $50 million in volume? Well, that would be sustained, obviously, for a year. And then that would make that $18,000 annual. But again, that's reflections only. So you can make that at $25 million. It's not just $9. It's more like $20,000 in yield, reflections only, for a $9,000 bag. And we're working on getting these on this data, increasing the size so we can all see it better. Squid, same thing. Just divide it by 10. $900 bag, earning $900 in a year. Does that look juicy? Am I off on anything? I mean, yeah, we want quick gains in crypto, but can we wait a year? Just 1 year? I think we can do that. Let's look at UFO. Experimental mode. This is a different wallet. Click on calculate yields, and I like to set my volume at $25 million. I think we can do more than that. I like to be modest, and even the modest setting blows me away. 239%, and this makes me reminded that I want to do an experiment. Let me stop sharing just so I don't mess up something here, because I have done that before, and that's not a happy thing for my security. Give me a second, guys. Let me get this set up, because what I want to do is pit pTGC and UFO. I have not done this before, so I don't know what to expect exactly. Give me a second. And it may be just because, okay, I know where I need to go. It may be just because it's a different quantity. But let's have a look after we're done looking at UFO. So give me a second. I'm going to get this pTGC set to dolphin squid position. Okay, hold on. Now let's go back to UFO and share screen. Hey, I'm getting better at this. Okay, UFO, $25 million in volume, annual return, 240%. Okay. Just bear with me. This guy is a shark. $41,000 bag. Congratulations, dude. And Oh, his annual yield is $97,000 for a $41,000 bag. Man, I hope we can sustain 25 million for a year or longer. Now let's look at the tiers. Dolphin, a dolphin bag right now. Let's do this a little bigger. Yeah, okay, that's got the current. No, we can do this. I just wish all this wasn't in the way. A shark bag right now is $33,000. A dolphin, $3,000. Get a dolphin position in UFO for $3,000. Come on, man. I remember when it was 300. If I remember correctly, it was like stinking $300, man. I mean, sorry to give you guys bad news, but you know, right now it's only 3,000. It's going up, guys. Not financial advice. Prior history has no bearing on future performance and all that stuff. But in my opinion, I think a dolphin's going to be something one day. I really do. Here is, let's see, that would be, okay, shark position, 33,000. Annual yield on $25 million in volume is $78,000, more than double. More than double. You can get all your money back plus on that bag at $25 million in volume. That's beautiful. Now what I wanted to do is put these two side by side, and let's start with, we got to look at APY. Current APY for a shark is 234,000. And we got to look at APY. Current APY 105. I said 230. 234%. APY for pTGC would be 106%. Reflections only, not counting staking. And this is at the same volume. And it's kind of, so I would say the APY would be double that plus, so 105 times 1.3, 236 for pTGC and 234. They're very, very comparable. If I'm thinking correctly there, then that dashes my imagination, because I kept seeing this one higher and then it was throwing me off. But let's look at, I do want to compare the positions. So let's look at a dolphin position. A dolphin position in UFO, $8,000 a year. And a dolphin position in pTGC, $9,000 a year. But that's reflections only. And that might not be a fair comparison. I may not be looking at this correctly. So if you guys have got any feedback for me about how I'm looking at this, by all means, let me know. I'm learning this stuff. I can teach some, but I probably have a lot that I still need to learn. So the bottom line is pTGC and UFO are moving up at a fabulous rate against the network token. When the network token starts making its move, pTGC and UFO are going to move aggressively. And now is a time to get in. We are literally at our price floor. Don't look at the past and think, wow, how did I miss this? I already missed this. It's already done so many X's. I can't catch up with so-and-so and these other guys. Don't worry about that. Look at where this thing is going. Future. That's my recommendation. And then make a decision. Do you want to hold PULS that this token is moving up against? Do you want to hold these other assets that I won't mention that we're paired with that this token is moving up against? Do you want to hold those assets, or do you want to hold the asset that is moving up against those tokens so much? pTGC and UFO are literally a claim check on the layer 1 token. Okay, how can I say this? I want to illustrate it. and then we'll close. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. I hope I didn't miss anything. Let's look at pTGC versus PULS since August. Let's just look at it since August. pTGC is up against PULS 1,000%. That's a 10x. If you had held UFO since August, if you had held PULS since August, you are down 10x. If you had held pTGC since August, you're up 10x. You're up 10x. So in August, you sell your PULS bag and you bought pTGC. Man, that would be tough for me. That would be tough. So what would I do? Maybe 50%. Take a portion of it, right? And get it into some pTGC. So I took half of my PULS bag and I put it into pTGC. Okay, now I can sleep a little better because I still got my PULS. Now in January 2025, I can buy 10 times more PULS with that pTGC if I want to. But now I've got 5 more months of history to look at, and I'm thinking, man, this pTGC token ain't stopping against the network token. I might take another 50% of that PULS and put it into pTGC or UFO for that matter. Yeah, man. pTGC and UFO are a claim check on the network token and all the tokens. You want more pTGC? You want more PLS, Hex, PULS, PLSX, Inc, PDI, Teddy Bear? You want more of those tokens? Hold pTGC because it's moving up against all of them. Yeah, it kind of hurts me to say that for some of those other tokens. I hold those other tokens. I hold a moon bag. I'll be honest. But most of my holdings are in the Grays currencies. Hands down, 100%. Dupree's has a comment. You can clearly see now that crypto money are moving over and selling off. But XRP is green and coming up within the ranks. The pump will be shocking in coming days. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's going to happen in the next year. We have a inauguration in 12 days. We have an SEC, maybe some sort of movement on SEC case. It could be a full dismissal or a partial dismissal or they just proceed with the whole thing, right? That wouldn't be really very good. But I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. Okay, I got three levels of feelings here. If the SEC continues to prosecute Richard Hart, we can still have a bull run. It just may not be as volatile. And if PULS does not run, pTGC and UFO are still making moves against PULS chain. We're still moving up. We have been for 15 months. So we're still making profit. We are still making profit over here in the Grays currencies. Yeah. So those are my thoughts on that. But yeah, very exciting year coming up. We're at the very beginning. And one of the things that I think about when I think what if this doesn't turn around? What if the PULS network doesn't turn around and do a phenomenal bull run in 2025? Well, how long am I willing to wait? Pray Banana is willing to wait a good long time. In my opinion, the longer we wait, and by the way, we're all exercising delayed gratification. We are experiencing it right now. Delayed gratification. How long are we willing to wait? I'm willing to wait for a good long bit. And I think that the longer we wait and the more battle hardened and the more battle we experience, I think the more reward we're going to experience too. That's my opinion. I really believe that. Addy, well, wait a minute. They're all saying in social media the bull market is over. Yeah, that's because they want to buy our bags. Don't fall for it. Yeah, that's fun. Guys, oh, this is like a chill stream, man. I'm just so relaxed. Hour and 25 minutes. Thank you for the 83 eyeballs that are here. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter. I'm doing just about everything I can to draw attention to the greatest currencies because I think that we're hitting it. We have, we are, and we will hit it out of the park. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And if you want to jump in on Sunday, I'll be back. And by the way, next week, we're starting at 10, not 9. I'm going to get that schedule changed. Sorry about the mix up this morning, guys. Have a great day. Bye.